How did Janet Hubert's past skills come in handy on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? What really happened between her and Will Smith? And have they reconciled? Hi, I'm Janet. Let's jump right in. Off to a flying start. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one of those sitcoms that immediately reminds you of the mid-1990s. And who could forget Aunt Viv? The original Aunt Viv, that is. But before her unforgettable role on the show, Janet Hubert had a pretty impressive resume. Born in Chicago, Janet made her way to the Big Apple at a very young age when she won a scholarship to the prestigious Juilliard School of Dance, Drama, and Music. Unfortunately, she did not complete her studies, but went on to work with some of the best dance and acting teachers, like Alvin Ailey and David Howard. Wow! She made her Broadway debut at 25, starring in various productions, including the famous musical Cats. Not long after, she landed the role that would change her life forever, Vivian Banks. The good old days. Vivian Banks was the wife of Philip, mother of Nikki, Carlton, Ashley, and Hillary, and the aunt of Will Smith. Her character's popularity on the show skyrocketed immediately. Audiences all over the world loved that she was a powerful woman, a no-nonsense, vocally talented, independent, career-minded woman, and equal to her husband. Janet says of the beloved character, Vivian was so fierce. She was not just a school teacher, she was a professional woman. She looked good. She was smart. She also had kahungas. And I loved that they allowed me to bring parts of Janet into who Vivian was.
My name is not Mom. My name is Professor Banks. That is how I prefer to be addressed. Is that clear, class?
Yes, Professor Banks.
Janet, who studied dance when she was younger, was able to showcase her skills in one of the series' most iconic episodes. Season 2, Episode 7 has Vivian about to turn the big 4-0. Having dreamed of becoming a dancer when she was young, Vivian decides to put herself out there and attend a dance class. She is judged by a couple of mean girls who have no idea how talented she is. And then, Aunt Viv gives the dance of a lifetime. I mean, can you say, oh my god? Janet's talent did not go unnoticed. In 1991, she was nominated for an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series. Janet's star was rising and she was making waves in the entertainment industry. Tatiana Ali, who played Janet's youngest daughter on the show, Ashley, commented that working with Janet was very special to her. Janet became a source of representation for young viewers that was very much lacking at the time. Tatiana said, "I hope that she knows for me, as a young girl, I saw her with a spotlight on her, and that's how I thought she was being represented on the show. In terms of beauty and black beauty, as a young black child, I thought she was radiant. I thought the spotlight was on her, and that was something I wasn't used to seeing." Sadly for Janet, things were about to take a turn for the worst. Fight or flight? In 1993, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was in its 3rd season, and what would be Janet's last season. The story behind her departure is rather dramatic. What was initially termed creative differences came out as something far more sinister. Janet fell pregnant, and even though the producers wrote her pregnancy onto the show, they cut down her role. She was told that her pregnancy was a violation of her contract. Subsequently, her pay was cut as well. Unknown to the rest of her castmates, Janet was also in an abusive marriage with a man who was newly unemployed. Coupled with her pregnancy and set pressure, it made for a volatile situation. People on set noted that Janet's behavior had changed. She withdrew from her castmates. "I was no longer laughing, smiling, joking, because there were things going on that nobody knew about," Janet commented. The decrease in pay was something Janet was not willing to stand for. Her contract was written in such a way that she couldn't find work anywhere else and would be forced to make do with the scraps she was earning. She described it as a really bad deal. She refused the offer but was trapped. The producer's response to her was that they would just recast the role if she walked away. "What could I say? I was deeply hurt," she said. Janet eventually turned to Will Smith, the star of the show. She asked for his help in renegotiating her pay, asking him to suggest a little raise because the show was doing very well at the time. She said to him, "Your influence would help us greatly." His response, "My deal is my deal, and y'all's deal is y'all's deal." Ouch! Because of everything she was going through, Janet said Will portrayed her as someone difficult to work with. She was told he was the reason behind her being forced off the show. After leaving, Janet sued Will Smith and NBC for slander and defamation. But things didn't go as she hoped. Many people, including her fellow castmates, sided with Will and ended up testifying against her. She lost. She lost big. Aunt Viv's character was replaced by actress Daphne Maxwell Reid. But audiences still revere Janet as the real Aunt Viv to this day. On the show, snide remarks were made about this change. If a family member went through old family photos, Will would sometimes point out a mannish-looking person. Referring to Janet's portrayal of Vivian, he would mockingly name her Marcus, a fictional bodybuilder. In 2009, Janet wrote a memoir titled, "Perfection is not a sitcom mom." In it, she talks about how she was abandoned by everyone because her name had been tarnished. Devastated, she admitted that she lost her home, was disowned by the Black community and her own family, who accused her of ruining their name.
I said, I have a family. I need you to tell the world that this stuff didn't happen. And I was waiting in my heart thinking somebody will come to me one day and help me. But they didn't.
After leaving the show, Janet struggled to find work, mostly because of the reputation she had garnered as someone hard to work with. She did, however, make short appearances in a number of well-known shows. This included NYPD Blue, The Jamie Foxx Show, Gilmore Girls, as well as the soap operas One Life to Live and General Hospital. Most notably, Janet played Chandler Bing's boss in an episode of Friends.
Then problem solved. Chandler will be running our office in Tulsa. You're gonna love Oklahoma.
In 2017, talks of the Fresh Prince reunion were in the works. Janet was approached and asked if she would be attending. "There will never be a true reunion of the Fresh Prince. I have no interest in seeing any of these people on that kind of level," she responded. As far as anyone knew, it would take something miraculous for Janet to change her mind. I beg your pardon? In 2020, the Fresh Prince reunion was underway, with two noticeable absences: Janet and her on-screen husband, James Avery, who had passed away. Halfway through the HBO reunion, Will Smith opened up about what happened with him and Janet. And a pre-taped meeting of the two was broadcast. Will admitted that, "It felt like I couldn't celebrate 30 years of Fresh Prince without finding a way to celebrate Janet." In their reconciliation meeting, Janet told Will that she was never unprofessional on set. "I just stopped talking to everybody because I didn't know who to trust, because I had been banished. And they said it was you who banished me, because you were Will." Will responded by admitting that he was young and naive. His career was starting to take off, and he felt that everyone was out to get him. Janet opened up.
So much of what you said just destroyed, and everywhere I went, everybody just beat me up. We lost our house. I lost everything. Reputation, everything.
She went on to say that he took everything away from her with his words, saying, "Words can kill. Calling a Black woman difficult in Hollywood is the kiss of death, and it's hard enough being a dark-skinned Black woman in the business." The open and deep conversation ended in an apology from both parties. Janet expressed regret for blasting Will in the press over the years since she had left, and Will said, "The person I want to be is someone who protects you, not someone who unleashes the dogs on you." He also acknowledged that she brought dignity and authenticity to the role of Aunt Viv. He looks back on that time as a place when he was very insensitive. But now, having 3 kids, he admits, "I've learned some things I did not know at the time, and I would do things very differently." I can see where I made the set very difficult for Janet. He also indicated that the current state of his marriage allowed him to see the level of pain and the level of struggle that it was for Janet just to show up every day. He apologized, and the pair embraced. Janet then went on to make a surprise appearance at the Fresh Prince reunion, 30 years to the day of the show's original premiere date. She was embraced by the cast members she had previously written off. I have to say, after 27 years, being here today and having the conversation that Will and I had together, it's healing, Janet explained in an interview. "I don't know if it's real. I feel like this is a dream. I didn't come here to have animosity. I came here to resolve, because it's time." In 2020, Janet won a Daytime Emmy Award nomination for her role in the digital series King Esther. She is eternally grateful to have put the past behind her and is happy to have her reputation restored. If you are a huge fan of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, then check out this video about their personal lives. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome!